Hello, welcome to Getting Comfortable. I'm Jake.
And I'm Kate.
Very first episode of our podcast. How do you feel?
Nervous but excited, and I don't know, I just feel like ready to do this in case our degree goes down the drain.
This podcast episode is all about 2018 and everything that happened in it. The ups, the lows.
The tea, the goss.
What was your 2018 like, Kate?
Well, one of the highlights this year for us was going to Budapest to Ziggit Festival. That was an experience.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And a half.
That was good.
It was scaldy and it was dirty, but
I think it's good though.
we did have a good time.
So what would you say? What's your memorable moments of 2018? What stands out to you from the last year?
Like in pop culture or like
Anything,
in my personal
anything, whatever you want.
I don't know, I felt I'm a lot happier with myself in 2018, a lot more confident in myself. I had some good trips. I did a lot of traveling this year.
Yeah, right.
I did. We went to Liverpool. That was our first trip. I visited our best friend Carla in Finland, and it was very cold, but it was
You have no friends. What are you talking
a
about?
great trip. And then I went to Portugal with my parents, and Budapest, of course, which was probably like the most memorable moment of my 2018.
Yeah,
What
I don't
about-
know. I'm feeling like, from everything I've heard from people about 2018, they're always kind of like, let's just forget that year ever happened. Let's make 2019 a good year. That's what I'm hearing. 2018 is not the best. When you're like, when you're listening to people, like, there's YouTube videos coming out and radio and shit, and they're all around this time. Everyone's recapping 2018, their highs and lows, and everyone's just kind of saying, let's just forget that year. I mean, there was loads of fucking movements, and there was loads of shit going on.
There was abortion that got legalized.
We'll get into that later. We'll talk about that stuff
Yeah.
later.
But like, I do get what you're saying, because before we decided to like do our podcast on a 2018 like recap, I couldn't remember a lot of the things that happened until I went and looked, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that actually happened this year.
I know, like, I asked you what's your memorable moment, and I was trying to think to myself what's mine, and I actually don't know. I actually don't know what a single memory is from 2018. Okay, so in this segment we're going to talk about more about 2018, but our like favorites. So
Okay.
we'll start off with UK. What was your favorite movie of 2018?
Favorite movie.
I know what you're going to say. You know what you're going to say. So why are you acting like you don't know?
What do you think I'm gonna say?
Lady Bird.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Lady Bird. That's just because my baby Timothy Chalamet is in it, and
So you're going to say
love
Saoirse
him.
Ronan.
yeah, Saoirse Ronan as well. Love her. No, I don't. I can't stand her. But I think that's why I like that movie, because I actually didn't like her in anything else.
You liked her in Brooklyn.
I didn't really like her. I liked the story.
Oh, okay.
But I just really liked how it was like. It was it was a really easy watch.
Hmm.
Like, I forgot that they were acting in it.
Well, that's good.
And then I was like, that's what makes it so good.
That's what you want
Because
from a
I
movie.
don't realize like they're actually acting. I just feel like I'm watching my friends like, come of age.
Your friends Saoirse Ronan and Timothy Chalamet. Your two best
I'd
friends.
love that.
No, but that is good when a movie like kind of makes you forget you're actually watching a movie. That's good.
Yeah, it was. I probably watched it like 5 times, like once
5
every day.
times?
Yeah, I watched it once
Actually,
every
I
day when
remember.
it came out.
I remember when it first came out, you watched it yourself, and you were like, "Jake, we have to watch this." And then before we even saw each other again, you're like, "I watched it again. We have to." In like the same day, I watched it again. We have to watch this.
I loved
And I was
it.
like, "What is this movie?"
It
And then
was
we
like
went to see it in the cinema after you'd watched it at home.
Yeah, it didn't come out till February, and I'd already watched it like all of January. So what was your favourite movie then, Jake?
Right, I've got 2.
You can only pick one.
Oh, I couldn't. I've got 2. Well, I've got one really, but I've got like a side piece that I can't.
Okay.
That I don't. I feel bad if I don't mention.
If
So
you
my
have
bet.
to.
So my favorite movie. Not saying it was the best movie of the
I
year,
already know what you're gonna say as well.
but my favorite movie, what?
It's Avengers,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Infinity War. It was just deadly. It was just a class movie.
It was a good movie, but
Like when it
it
comes,
wasn't the best movie of 2018.
I know I didn't say it was the best, but when it comes to like superhero movies, you can't get much better than that.
Yeah, because we went to see Justice League, and that
Oh,
wasn't.
don't even talk about DC.
Yeah, we can't. That's not
Forget
even
DC.
worth mentioning. But
No, but Avengers: Infinity War was deadly. And didn't Black Panther come out this year?
oh yeah, we mentioned that before. We said like that was like one of the real diverse movies
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year, and that was probably like that was my favorite superhero movie
Yeah.
that came out this year.
But no, Avengers: Infinity War is so good, and like, it's like, what's the word? Like it's gone through so much of media. Like if you go on Reddit, if you go on Twitter, it's everywhere. Like the most popular new Reddit post, fucking subreddit, the most popular new subreddit made this year was called Thanos Did Nothing Wrong, and it's basically just a subreddit dedicated to memes about Avengers: Infinity War. And if you're on Reddit, go check it out because it's class. It actually is class. Anyways, the second movie I wanted to say, which is probably one of the better movies of the year, is First Reformed.
I knew you were gonna say
Honestly, if you haven't seen that movie, you should, because that is probably one of the best movies of the year.
but that's really heavy, isn't it?
It is kind of heavy, yeah. It's all about climate change and a priest kind of dealing with his own mortality. It's pretty messed up, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it sounds really good. Like I should probably watch it, but
Oh, it's definitely worth it.
I'd have to be in the right mood
Yeah.
to watch it. Would you agree?
Yeah, probably, yeah. So right, what about TV show? Favorite TV show?
Like this year?
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of TV shows that didn't come out this year.
Yeah.
Like, I watched Parks and Rec, which I loved.
Yeah.
Um.
This year was like going back and watching shows you missed out on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we watched Park and Rec, we watched Game of Thrones, which you'd never seen.
Yeah. And we're in the middle of that now. And I didn't think it was going to be as good as it is. In fairness, I cheated. I watched season 7 and then went back
Yeah,
and
you did it
watched
fucked up way.
everything else.
You basically
did it backwards.
ate the dessert before the main course.
Yeah.
You watched season 7
That's because
before.
I'm greedy.
So what about this year? What was released this year TV show wise?
I'm
I'm
trying to think of Netflix.
Yeah, I'm thinking Hill House.
Yeah,
was
that was
honestly-
brilliant. I love that. And it was like the first of its kind of. Like I'd never seen like
Like
a
the way
horror
they-
TV show. Like I've seen American Horror Story, but it just wasn't anything like that.
No, this was like paranormal psychological shit. Like this was good.
In fairness, we watched the first 2 episodes and
We
we
weren't
we
mad.
weren't feeling
No.
it. Like we hated Steve the whole way through.
Steve. I still don't like him. Fuck him, man.
I
Even in
know.
Game of Thrones, I don't like him. He comes in for
Dario.
Dario Naharis, and he's nowhere near as good looking or as
As the
charismatic as the
previous
guy
one,
before him.
yeah.
I don't even know the other guy's name. I don't know Steve's name. I just know him as Steve from Hill House. What about TV shows that were actually released on TV? Was Barry out this year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was up for Golden
Yeah,
Globe last
Barry.
night. Yeah.
That's my favorite TV show of the year. Barry. That's so good. I watched that. I found that and I watched it in 2 days. It was brilliant. That was great. Bill Hader. So
Yeah.
funny.
I love a good binge. Love a good binge watch. I'm trying to get into You right now. That's the new Netflix series starring, not showing, Penn Badgley. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was Dan in Gossip Girl, and I watched the first episode. It's kind of weird. Like I don't know if I'm into it or not.
I feel like from personally, probably movies were a bit more memorable than TV shows.
Oh
this
yeah,
year.
definitely 100%.
Because we just spent time watching old TV shows, not really.
Yeah, there was nothing really
Apart from
that
the
came
ones we
out
mentioned.
that really like grabbed my attention,
Yeah.
but definitely movies this year. Oh yeah, The Shape of Water came out this year as well,
Yeah, it was good.
and that was fucking weird. That was so weird, but it was so good. But then like you compare last year's Golden Globes with what came out and the movies, and I think we went to see every movie that was nominated
Last year,
last year. And
2018.
then 2018. And then this year, like for movies that are coming out in 2019, there's like a few that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go and see, but nothing really that stands out apart from Bohemian Rhapsody, which we already said. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. That's probably one of the standout movies.
Wait, so you're saying
as well.
2019? You're not seeing a lot of movies that are catching your eye?
No, not really.
Oh, actually, what did we just see recently? Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that
That was a good movie.
was unreal. That was.
I
so
forgot
good.
about that. That was this year. That was a good movie.
And I don't really like that kind of like cartoon
Yeah.
kind of thing, but that really blew me away.
I feel like that was a
that
real
kind of
like
converted me.
that was a real like self-aware series. Like it knew what it was. It knew what. And it just made fun of itself, but in a good
Yeah.
way. Like it was funny, in a postmodern way.
Ooh.
Caught in the 1975, which we're gonna see this Thursday.
This Thursday.
Which brings us on to music. So favorite album / song / artist of the year, whatever you want.
Can I pick a different one for each?
Just give me one. Just give me one person or one
So,
song or something.
I'd probably say the 1975, just because I've been waiting
The
for
album?
their and like all the songs. I don't know if I can pick like a favorite, because I do love them all, and they all speak to me in different ways. No, I'm only joking, but you know what I mean.
No, it was a good album. It was a good album.
So
And we're going to see them on Thursday.
we are, but I definitely say their album was definitely up there in my top 10 this year, because like
Not Ariana Grande.
she'd be a close second.
Your fave.
She is my favorite. We're going to see her as well, but I just think their songs are way more meaningful than hers are.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
her-
probably. Yeah. Hers seemed quite shallow.
Shallow.
I don't know. I'm probably offending people there saying that now.
Not too.
Well, I don't
not
know.
to cry.
I don't know. It just
God
seems,
is a woman. Are you serious?
I don't know. When you compare it to something like 1975, I feel like there's just more like meaning, and there's more like I feel like you could listen to the 1975's music a couple of times and find like new things and shit.
Yeah.
But Ariana Grande, I don't know. Like I like her. I think she's good, but
Yeah.
she makes hits. Like you know what I mean. She makes mainstream. She knows.
Yeah.
She knows what's gonna work.
Like Thank You Next was like the breakup anthem
God.
this year. I actually wanted to break up with you when I heard it.
Empowers you so much. You just want to break up, just so you can
It's
sing
like
that song about
I
me.
can do it. I can be by myself.
Okay,
but
so now
no.
about me.
What about you? Yes, of
Um,
course.
My favorite, I think, has to be Mac Miller's album.
Oh, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Mac. My favorite artist ever. And his album was so good, and it made it so more sad that he actually did die, because like did he die like a month after his album was released?
Yeah, was it not
A
like
couple of months?
Yeah, no, a month I think.
A month?
Or was it a week? I can't remember. I think it was a month.
His album was released. We were going to zig it because I remember listening to it on the plane over. It was released like just before
Yeah,
that.
he died. Yeah, he died in August, like the first week of August or something like that. Was it
No.
last week?
Let me
of
look it
July?
up.
I can't remember.
I thought it
But-
was like September.
I just remember us talking about it, and like dying
7th
is
of
like
September.
oh. And,
Yeah, so
like,
because we went to zig it in August.
yeah, and then he died when we were back over there. But like dying is like our anthem. Like that's
Yeah.
our favorite.
That's like if we're
Song.
going out or if we're in a house, and that song comes on, everyone's up, everyone's dancing.
That's
It's just-
when you know it's time to go out.
With another one of my favorite artists who had a deadly album this year, Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, and we're going to
We're
see
also
him
gonna
as well,
see.
Yeah. I actually didn't listen to his album, but I need to listen to it.
Anderson
In
.Paak.
fact, I do love that one that you play,
Tints?
Tints. Yeah,
With Kendrick Lamar. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a really good song.
100%.
So your favorite album's the 1975. Mine's Mac Miller's Swimming.
I never said my album. It's a brief inquiry into online relationships.
I was gonna
Very
say,
relevant.
yeah, I was gonna say, what is the name of that album? Because 1975 like to get real goofy when they name their shit, don't they?
Did they? You didn't even like the 1975 up until a few like months ago.
So, this is our next segment. We like to call Spilling the Tea,
I know.
aka gossip, news, any events that happened.
Oh god, we're so mainstream.
Usually-
Spilling the tea.
Usually, you know, if we're doing a normal episode, it'd be about something that happens during the week. But because this is 2018 themed, we're going to talk about the biggest stories 2018.
So start us off.
Well, I've got loads of stuff written down here. I've got
Okay.
rappers dying. Mac Miller, XXS Tenacion. Who else died? What other rappers died? Wasn't there like it didn't just seem to be like a load of rappers who died this
I
year?
feel like maybe there was like so much hype over like Mac Miller and like XXX. Oh, did Lil Pump die this year?
I don't know.
No, not Lil Pump.
Lil Peep.
Lil Peep.
I
Did he
just
die this year?
I just typed in on my laptop rappers who died in 2018: Mac Miller, Notorious B.I.G., and Tupac Shakur. I, I don't know I don't know what happened there.
They die every year.
yeah, they die every year. No, I don't know.
They're reborn.
Yeah, when I type it in, it's Mac Miller. Why is B.I.G. coming up? I don't get this. Right. So yeah, a lot of rappers seem to die. XXX and Mac seem to stick out the most.
Yeah, and Notorious B.I.G.
The Me Too movement erupted this year.
That was huge.
Women took over. Said they have a voice.
Of course they do, but it was like every second actor was like a new story was coming out about them, and I was like, I couldn't get over it.
Because this stuff's been happening for years.
Yeah.
So what was it about this year that just was it like one story came forward and that just got all the other women confidence to?
Well, it all started with like Harvey Weinstein, and then because someone spoke out about him, that gave other women the confidence to say like, oh, women and men in Kevin Spacey's case, like
or
they just
Kevin
kept
Spacey's career.
Now that was one of the biggest shocks.
That was a huge shock because I was actually watching House of Cards when I heard about that story.
Yeah.
And I was, oh man, I don't know. And yeah, there's so many.
But you see, the thing with Kevin Spacey is he tried to like, worm his way around it, and it just backfired.
He tried to put his coming out as being gay in the same breath as being a paedophile, and that was he kind of messed himself up there.
You don't put those two together.
But then Me Too kind of became a joke because people started using it as like, when they talk about Generation Snowflake and people always getting offended and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People started using Me Too as like, even though obviously it came from a place of women trying to speak out, people started using it as like a joke, like, oh, look at everyone, look at all these millennials, not even millennials, look at all these Generation Zs getting offended at all the littlest stuff.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah, of course, we can definitely say, like, the world is getting sensitive. There's nothing really you can say online anymore or, like, in person without somebody getting offended. But it's not fair to put the Me Too movement in with that.
No.
They're just like, that's like a no-go. You don't go there. And, like, we're media students. We have to know all these, like, kind of things. So, what else was there this year? There was abortion. That was a huge thing in Ireland.
In Ireland,
anyway.
Abortion was made illegal, or we repealed
Illegal?
it. No, legal. Abortion was made legal. We repealed the 8th.
We did, and it's after coming into.
Yeah, it's passed now. It's all sorted out now. Yeah.
From the 1st of January, so that's a huge step.
Yeah.
In Ireland, like we used to be like Catholic Ireland,
yeah, it's
and
weird.
now
It's weird because like Ireland was always kind of backwards. We were always like the traditional country, but we're kind of progressive now. We were the first country. I don't know if we were the first, but we made gay marriage legal.
Yeah.
Pretty ahead of the game on that one.
Yeah.
And then we made abortion. Next is weed, I'm sure.
Medicinal weed, am I right?
And of course, right, the next story, bigger than everything we already talked about. Pete and Ariana. Bigger than
I
Me
feel
Too.
like we cannot like even put them on top of what we just talked about. But in fairness,
it was a huge story though.
It was a huge story.
It was everywhere.
That broke my heart, honestly.
No, but no,
love
it was
is dead.
It was so weird because it was everywhere that they were together. They seemed to get together so quickly after she broke up with Mac Miller.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they were engaged. And then all of a sudden they were disengaged.
Yeah, but then Mac Miller died. Like, how was she supposed to go on with an engagement when she hadn't? She really didn't get over that breakup because she jumped in with Pete so quickly. And I really liked Pete.
Yeah.
Like, I still like him now, and I don't like seeing those those tweets he's been putting up on like Instagram things. Like, he has what is that thing? Like an immune
BPD.
disease kind of
Oh.
thing. And like people are so horrible.
People are horrible to Ariana as well.
Yeah, that's
People
true.
were trying to blame her for Mac Miller's death
Yeah.
and
Oh god.
Pete's depression and all of this stuff.
And it's not her fault. Like,
It's not. No woman is the fault. Is to blame for her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend's conditions. Like,
Yeah.
like Mac Miller was depressed. Everyone knew that anyway.
yeah,
That's got nothing to do with Ariana Grande.
I know. That was a big story. I still hold out hope
That they might get
that
back
they
together.
might get back together.
Yeah,
but-
maybe it was just publicity stunt. Like she had to break up.
No,
for
no,
Thank
no,
You
no, no.
Next.
No, I
Because
doubt
Thank
it.
You Next was so more.
She wrote that after they broke up.
I know, but it means so much more now.
I know, but still, I still hold out for you,
Okay.
for you too,
Other-
P. Diana.
Some other stories that happened this year. There was a World Cup.
Was that this year?
I forgot of it.
I
forgot that
actually
was this
won
year.
money
And
on
I like
that as
I like
well.
I like football, and I completely forgot
Who
this
won?
year.
France.
France, yeah.
Yeah, they were against Croatia, weren't they? Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I had two teams in the final, so I was winning
Yeah.
either way.
In your little family,
In my little family bet.
Love Island.
Love
Was
Island.
huge
Oh
this year.
my god.
What was the story with that?
My
I mean,
favourite-
Love Island's
That's
been on.
my favorite TV show of 2018.
Okay.
That's what I watched religiously.
To be
in
fair, I got
fairness,
into
you
that as
watched
well.
it
Yeah,
too.
I got into it. Everyone seemed to get into Love
We
Island this
hated
year.
Megan. I don't know if I can say that now because like
They're like the only couple left, apart
yeah.
from Jack
no,
and Danny.
Jack and Danny.
But everyone thought Megan and Wes were gonna be, or what's her name? Is it Megan?
Yeah, Megan.
Yeah. And Wes. Everyone thought they were gonna break up like as soon as the show ended.
I know.
They were both gonna cheat on each other.
Yeah. And then Adam and Zara are still together.
That is it. I don't know how I feel about that. Like that is a weird.
Not every second girl. Every girl that came into the villa, he's like, "Oh, I might have to like switch teams."
She's everything I want in a girl.
Yeah.
But even, like-
I don't know if I like Rosie anywhere. Oh, Rosie's walk. Can we just talk about that when she confronted Adam
Oh,
over
God.
talking to Zara and she walked off? Big
Okay, this
strut.
is let's not derail the podcast. Here and
Okay,
just
okay,
focus
okay.
on Love Island.
I'll
But
try
it
not
but it
to rein
it seemed
myself
to be
in.
like even celebrities were like
Margot Robbie watched
yeah,
it.
and Stormzy wasn't he?
You know, that was last year.
Oh, that was last year.
You probably still watched it now.
Well, last year wasn't he like live tweeting the episodes and shit?
Yeah, he like
last
was
year?
on it and he said something like
What a gas man.
no, he's like, "Chris, you're too good for me," about Olivia, and that
Oh
was
yeah.
that was just bad.
Okay, so this is the last segment of the podcast, and in this segment we're gonna play a game.
So in this game, we're gonna pick 3 movies that came out in 2018, and we're gonna try and describe the 3 to each other. One, you
Yeah,
give
so
3
there's so we
clues.
have 3 clues for each movie. The first clue is like a summary of the plot. The second clue like will give the actors that were in it, and then the third clue will try and give like a good hint as to what the title is. And basically, if you answer after the first question, you get 3 points. Answer after the second one, you get 2. Answer after the third, you get 1. So it gets easier as you go on. I'm just literally gonna have the IMDb page. I'm literally just gonna read the description because I don't even know if you'll get it after that. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
After the family matriarch passes away.
Are you serious?
Did you pick the same? We picked the same one. Hereditary. Oh my
Look at
god. Okay, so right, I'll go on to the next one. And then
I'll have to make another one then. Don't we?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
How do I get this straight away? Right, anyway, I'll just read it.
Okay.
A priest with a haunted past.
Oh my god.
We didn't pick the same one again.
No, but I know what it is.
What is it?
It's The Nun, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, see, that's 3 points for you then.
That wasn't one of mine, but I thought if you were going down like the Hereditary route, you might have said you might have thought that we went to see that after.
Right, go on. So your first one then.
Okay, so Hereditary's out. So,
Yeah.
this picked we went to see it together, so I think you'll get it like straight away. So a blogger meets
I know
a
what
woman
it is.
at the
I
school.
know what it is.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the name.
And
Oh,
basically,
crap. Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively.
yeah.
But I can't remember the name.
Well, then you
A
just
Simple
then you
Favour.
Oh.
And I only know the name because I seen it the other day. I seen a picture for it the other day. I always forget the name for that movie. Simple Favour. Yeah. So 3 points each.
This is no fun.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe
people
this is
are
too
gonna
easy.
listen to this
Maybe
and be
this is
like,
too easy. Maybe this is too easy. I don't know. What's a harder clue we could give?
I don't know.
Apart from the
Maybe say
description?
like the actors first then.
Okay. Right. So for my one, I'll say the actors.
Okay.
I still think you'll get it if I say
Yeah,
the
I
actors.
think you'll get mine as well.
Is there something else? Is there another way we could do it?
I don't know.
Okay. So instead of giving you the description, I'm going to try and give you a clue that's kind of like cryptic, but it might be harder to get than the description because maybe the description's too easy. So, here's your clue. A spot that you would go to if you wanted to avoid noise.
A quiet place.
Is that too easy as well? Is that so easy? I know you would have got it off the description, and I know you would have got it off the actors. So, like, I don't know how hard to make. I don't know what else I could do to make it hard.
What do you think of another movie?
So, what's that? You have 6 points now.
I'm just crushing you.
I have 3. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, sorry. Right, we went to see this year,
Right.
but it was a good while ago.
Right.
I think it was in like January or something. Like
Okay.
the start of last year. So, it stars Meryl Streep in it, and I'm just gonna say that.
Stars Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
I don't know. What?
We went to see it in the cinema.
And it's out this year.
Yeah. He's like nominated at the Oscars and like the Golden Globes and stuff. I'll give you a second clue. Tom Hanks was in it as well.
Oh. The Post.
Yeah.
So what, do I only get 2 points now?
Yeah, 'cause I had to give you the second
Crap.
one.
Right, well I'll do the same then for the third one. I'll just give you one of the actors. That is harder
Yeah.
actually doing it that way. Right. I have one and I don't think you're gonna get it.
Okay. Let's see.
It stars.
Did I see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It stars Aiden Herrenreich as the main star, but I know you won't get that. So I'll give you another person who's in it. Amelia Clark.
And I saw it this year.
Yeah. It was a big one. It was fairly big. I'm not giving you any more clues. Do you want another clue?
Yeah.
Do you want another actor or do you want a clue about what it is?
I don't know. Give me a clue about what it is.
It's a spin-off to a very popular movie franchise.
Is it Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Solo.
Yeah, Jake, we never saw that.
Oh shit. I thought we saw that together.
You know, we were supposed to go and see it, and we never did. Unless
Oh,
you went and I
shit.
didn't go.
I think I went with Derek then, I guess. I thought I went with you.
No.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'll give you that. Oh my god, this is just not going well at all.
And I thought that it was Star Wars, like, when you first said it. But then I was like, am I getting Amelia Clark mixed up with your one Felicity, who was in the other spin-off? So it's, wait, was Childish Gambino in that one as well?
Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Right, here's another one.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you the main star because you'll get it straight away.
Okay.
Josh Brolin.
Who the fuck is Josh
He plays
Brolin?
Thanos. Your man who plays Thanos. Obviously not. I'm not talking about Infinity War. I'm talking about different movies in. Josh, you know Thanos, yeah? You know what the real guy looks like?
No, we don't.
Right, I'll show you a picture of him.
No.
That's Josh Brolin there. You've never seen him in a
No.
movie? Yes, you have. Do you want another clue?
Yeah.
Another actor, or do you want
Give me another actor.
Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, Deadpool. 2.
Yeah.
Do you know what you should have said for that?
What?
Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good. Actually, that's a good shout. Actually, well then you probably would have got it though.
Yeah, but like that's a good clue.
Yeah,
That's
that
like
is a good clue. That is a good clue.
subtle clue.
So what? That's 2 for you. So you had 3, 3, and 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have 8,
Yeah.
and I got 3 and 2.
I didn't
oh,
do
5.
my third one.
I know, yeah. So I have 5. So I need the full 3 from this last one to just tie with you.
Okay.
Come on, hurry this up. Hurry this up.
Okay. So, will I tell you who's in it?
Yeah. Give me one of the actors. I think it's harder that way.
Okay. So, Michelle Williams is in it.
Who's that?
You know who it is.
Show me a picture at least. I don't know who the hell.
She's the one from The Greatest Showman, his wife.
And so it's not obviously not The Greatest Showman.
No, that came out last year,
Oh.
I think.
She was in the movie this year that I've seen.
Yeah. It wasn't as good as we thought. Like we kind of knew going into it wasn't going to be that good.
Oh God, I don't think I'm gonna get this.
I'll give you another.
Is she the main star?
No, not really.
No, don't give me another clue.
Okay.
Because that's my clue.
She's not the main star. I'll give you another clue.
Yeah, go on. I can't win now.
Okay, Tom Hardy is in it.
Venom.
Yeah.
Was she in that?
She was his girlfriend.
I guess I just...
And I remember leaning
Shit.
over in the cinema and being like, she's your one from The Greatest Showman.
Wow, I obviously just blocked that movie from my memory. Like, that was such a bad movie.
You should have got it from when...
We kind of knew it was going to be bad. Yeah, I was trying to think I just couldn't think of movies. Fair play, you won anyway. It's funny because we recorded another game previously to this. Mm-hmm. And you won that game as well.
Yeah.
So we had to basically retake because we used copyrighted music stupidly in the first one. But you won that one as well. Yeah. So the result is fair. You're the winner.
This is so weird for me because in like real life, Jake beats me at everything. So this is like...
Yeah, I know you beat me twice. But only one will count because it's the only one that people are going to hear.
Yeah, well...
So you're...
I'll always have that. And Carla was there. She was a witness that I won that one too.
Right, so you're 1-0 up in this podcast. Mm-hmm. We're going to play another game next week. Sometimes we'll have guests on and they'll play games with us. But right now, you're the champ.
Mm-hmm.
How's it feel? You're the champ of the podcast and you're the champ of 2018. You just won 2018.
I feel humbled to receive this award of being the champ.
Okay.
Right, so next week we'll have a better game and it won't
we'll have it worked out better next week. This has been a bit of a mess. But that brings us to the end of this episode anyways. End of episode 1. Thanks for listening if you did. Make sure to rate us on iTunes.
Follow our Instagram account, Get Comfy Pod, and it's the same on all social media. Yeah,
so not just Instagram. Follow all the accounts.
That's what I said, on social media.
Whatever social media you use, it's at Get Comfy Pod on that, including YouTube.
Not Get Comfy, Get Comfy.
At Get Comfy Pod, including YouTube. Same on like iTunes and everything like that. Thanks again for listening. See you next week.
See ya.